Joining us now is Jay Baldwin, who's a former sergeant who lost both of his legs in Afghanistan. Jay, this must be very difficult for you, seeing these planned marches on Armistice Day, and somebody who has seen the theatre of war in this region. What are your thoughts to the idea that tens of thousands of people in support of Palestine, some of them perhaps unsavoury in their intentions, could disrupt memorials marking Armistice Day?
Yeah, I'm a bit dumbfounded by it, if I'm perfectly honest. I mean, this is something that not everybody's going to be in support of what's going on in Israel at the moment, and especially Palestine. But, you know, I'm going to be sitting on the fence right at this moment in time and not having an opinion on what's going on. But this happens once a year for us guys, including, you know, emergency services as well, remembering us. And I do, there's a picture of myself there, but I do find it very unsettling that we're going to have to be putting aside, maybe not so much putting aside remembering those that have fallen, but actually having to have this. I won't be going to London myself, but be faced with these issues that we're going to have when we pop to London for the cenotaph and seeing this going on. I've been watching the news with you guys just now, and I can't believe exactly what I'm seeing. In my opinion, it's a bit of a disgrace, to be honest.
Yeah, Jay, we learned today that, I mean, we're worried about what the pro-Palestinian marchers might do if they're allowed to march past the cenotaph on Saturday. But today we learned that Just Stop Oil have already got their oar in. They've tried to damage the cenotaph. Now, it would be a crime against this nation for anyone to damage the cenotaph, but if it was pro-Palestinian, I could understand the urgency of their mission to highlight the plight of their nation over in the Middle East. I don't agree with them doing that, but I could understand their motivation. Just Stop Oil today? I mean, what do they think they're doing? Why would they do this? Why would we respect what they want when they don't respect this nation and they disrespect people, if I may say so, Jay, like you, who have sacrificed so much for their nation? Others have sacrificed even more and laid down their life. That's what the cenotaph is about. What the hell are Just Stop Oil doing there?
Again, I can't speak for Just Oil, but where is the respect? I mean, you spoke about the disrespect there, but there is zero respect for not only what myself have done. You're talking way back when World War I, World War II, the Falklands. You're talking about everybody that has lost their lives for this country. And again, I'll mention the emergency services that have done their part as well. Where is the respect for where we stand as a nation, being able to remember, you know, our friends, our loved ones that have died? Why can't we do this without these stupid idiots getting involved and just having just one day where we can't just have that moment to remember?
I mean, do you think part of this is because we now live in a nation, there's been a lot of critique from various corners of society about various expeditions and conflicts we've involved ourselves in as a nation, particularly in the Middle East. A lot of accusations as to whether some of those were good or bad ideas. I don't want to debate that. But now we actually end up as well with a lot of displaced people and communities who emanate from those countries or feel an ideological connection, perhaps, or share the same religion as people in that country. And as a result may have developed a rather, at the very least, lackadaisical, if not hostile opinion towards our armed forces. Is that something that you've ever had to personally encounter?
No, I don't think I've ever personally encountered anything hostile towards me when I've come back from my job. Look, when I'd done my job, I was in infantry, I was on the front line, I had to close within and engage with the enemy on a very, very close encounters. But at the same time, I like to have thought, you know, right there, that picture, what you're seeing there, that's me painting the only mosque in Nadia Ali white. You know, that was something that we took a task on board to do in Afghanistan. You know, so a lot of the times you'd see troops dying in Afghanistan, or, you know, us doing X, Y, and Z in these Iraq and Afghanistan. But actually, that picture you've got up there was me as the section commander painting a mosque, you know, doing well for the people around Eid at that time in Nadia Ali.
And I mean, it's not just one day, is it? I mean, it's this entire weekend. It's rather unfortunate coincidence. Armistice Day is the nearest day, Saturday, to Remembrance Day, which this this year happens to fall on the same weekend. So very unfortunately, we've got these 2 days, these 2 special days when we remember. I mean, again, try to sum up what that means to you, someone who's sacrificed so much for your country, and presumably you know friends who sacrificed, made the ultimate sacrifice and laid down their lives. I mean, this is the point, as you quite rightly say, Jay, this is this nation mourning the heroes who gave their lives and who got badly injured for their country, not just in Afghanistan, but going back centuries. All the people who have ever laid down their lives for their country. That's what this is about. And to even contemplate disrupting that show of respect for the heroes that have fallen, I think is a disgrace.
Yeah, I think it's a disgrace. And not only are we remembering those that have fallen from conflicts that have passed, to this day, a guy from our regiment succumbed to suicide a few weeks ago off the back of operations that would have happened in Afghanistan and Iraq as well. So we're still remembering them, and there's a big, massive thing on social media at the moment with one of the military channels pushing forward, remembering those guys that have lost their lives, not just through the conflict, but afterwards as well. And this is the moment where we actually take our time, and it does become a very emotional time this weekend, especially on Sunday morning. I'll be at my son's, well, I would have been at my son's football had it been on, and remembering those that have passed. And for me, like when I watch back on these news, I mean, I'm not in London this weekend, or haven't been for a few years, but I just find it very, very disrespectful, and I find it hard to kind of be in line with what their message of what they're trying to get across, because this is the incorrect way of doing it. I'm sure there's many, many ways that they can be dealing with things, but this is totally incorrect. And hats off to that gentleman there taking away the Palestinian flags to put up the poppies.
Respect to you, Jay. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you.
No worries, thank you.
Thank you, Jay Baldwin.